Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends Wonder Man figure. This figure gets used a lot for customs. I use it a lot, so I thought it would be a nice thing to take a look at the figure that I cut up and butcher on a regular basis. So there are two versions of him, the standard version with the painted body and all that kind of stuff, and then we have the whatever you call this, the purple clear version. I don't remember what they call. I'm having a brain fart as to what this power is that makes him turn purple and invisible and supercharged. But it's actually cool because he's a nice translucent plastic purple for everything except for the belt, the W, and the eyes. Now I want to say there's shading on this figure, but I'm not sure if it's shading or just different translucentness due to the different pieces of articulation. So I can't say for sure if there's shading. I think there is, but don't hold me to it. It's the exact same sculpt as the regular one. Misshapen belts are common on these, so don't worry about that too much if you get that. I'm going to use this guy for the review though, because the purple is kind of hard to show everything. Accessory wise, he comes with this weird thing. I guess that's supposed to look like a W, and he can sit on it, but don't really try to use it too much because it looks really stupid. And if you actually make him sit on it, it tends to just fall over. So I would say don't try to use this. And it folds up, and I'm assuming that was just to put it in the package, but I don't know. I don't know. If he uses this in the comics, that's cool, I guess, but if not, then it's just stupid. And he comes with a little yellow jacket, which is kind of cool. It reminds me of Action Clicks. It's a little bit bigger than them, but it's still about the same thing. The ears don't stick out, which would have made this thing a lot cooler, but it's still pretty cool. I mean, the sculpt is decent and the paint is decent, and it pegs into his peg hole. I think it would have been much better if it came out like up here, but it comes out down here, so it's not nearly as good as it could have been. But I mean, having a little yellow jacket for display purposes can't be a bad thing, right? So that's cool. Let's look at Wonder Man. He stands 6.5 inches tall, almost exactly, so good scale for Marvel Legends. The paint on this guy is usually pretty bad. He's always got some airbrushed shading on the arms, which is okay, and same thing for the head and other skin parts, but it's not the best. The arms are molded in the skin-colored plastic with the shading painted on. Same with the face, but the neck is painted, so it doesn't usually match. This one's a pretty good version, though. It matches fairly well. The shading is okay on it, but as you can see, there's lots of scratches, and there's always some black, and the paints are just not great for the Wonder Man figure. The sculpt is pretty good, though. I really like his face. It's a good generic face to use for customs, and it's a good face for Wonder Man, so that is nice. They painted his eyes well, and the hair is sculpted and painted well also. The black has some shading throughout, which looks okay. The red paint for the W is sometimes okay, sometimes not. So that's up to you. The belt and the gauntlet things are nice metallic pearly red, so that looks kind of cool. And his boots are red, and there is a little bit of shading on them as well. It's really hard to notice though. As far as articulation goes, there's a hinge and a swivel for the head. The shoulders have the butterfly joint, plus the ball hinge shoulder with a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, a wrist swivel, a hinge pivot, and a finger pivot. Good sculpt on the fingers, by the way. I like to point that out because some figures don't have that, and his do, so that's nice. He's got a really nice ab crunch, a nice waist twist, T-jointed ball hinge hips with a thigh swivel, double jointed knee, a shin swivel, an ankle pivot, little bit of an ankle rocker. It goes out more than it goes in, but you can trim the boot out to make it work better, and a toe pivot. He shares a lot of the same body parts with Sentry and Black Panther and Captain Britain. Some of them are textured, like Black Panther's arms are not smooth, and different boots and things like that, but same basic figure. It's a good figure. I wish they had the mold for it still, or if they do, I wish they would use it because I do like it. And it's a cool figure, so I do recommend it. Both versions are definitely worth picking up. I like the purple clear one because I like clear figures, and they did a good job with it, and it looks cool. And I like the regular one also. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, some custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.